What's going on, family? Peace and light, peace and love. Thank you for connecting with me. I am Shakesha, the gangster pretty priestess. Let's get it on, y'all. Let's get it on. So, first off, foremost, I want to give out some special shout outs. One is to those cats that's over there in Turkey and Syria. So, I was up this morning and just happened to hear about an earthquake or some type of natural disaster that went down over there and shit, and it just like really hit me in a deep way, and I'm all sorrowful and in tears, and I know that a lot of that is connected to this full moon energy that's out here. I also want to give a big fat shout out and a hug to Miss Blue, the Oracle. She put me on with this book that has really assisted me and helped me along my journey in a big and impactful way. That not Astro, The Soul Traveler by Albert Taylor, definitely a book to get for any of those individuals that's interested in astral travel. And that whole experience, just him walking through that whole experience was just so very helpful for me, because I'm a scary sister too sometimes. And so just knowing that that is something to overcome, and a lot of the other things that kind of trip us up on that journey and everything was definitely helpful. Then another book she recommended was this one right here. I got it on deck because I was reading this not too long ago, Stroking the Python by Diane Stein. And this is a book that will definitely help you get connected to your star player. It is a book to get. I don't know what the fuck. Let me tell you something that's really crazy, is that I was holding this book for quite some time. I bought this book a few years ago. And when I got it, when she recommended it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab it. Grab that book on the strength she said it, went through it like, oh, yeah, this is a good one. Oh, okay, yeah. And put it right on the shelf. What the hell? So something said, you need to pick that book up. I don't know why. And after I got finished reading that book, and then this book right here has just really been like, oh my goodness, where you been all my life? Holy shit, because this really helps to solidify the experience. Sometimes you out here, you doing this work, and because of the society that we live in, it's not really perceived as being connected to or based in reality. And we know, like all of us as a soul group, I know if you listen to this shit, you definitely hip to what I'm talking about. However, it's really difficult to navigate when you go from connecting with folks that get you to connected with folks that don't get you, and especially when you're when the world that you navigate, you move day to daily in, is all around people that don't really get that and don't really see that and don't really hold space for folks that are sensitive that way. And so, it gets kind of downplayed and everything, and you get sad-eyed and shit like that. And so this was just like really a helpful tool to help me feel validated out here in these streets. I want to give a shout out to the Divine Priestess Hood. And I'm talking about each and every last one of these sisters that's out here doing they powerful, magical work out here, showing up, showing out, and doing the damn thing. They show up and they support me on so many ways. And even if they are in a space where they're busy right now, or it's just not a good time, however that is, that energy, that love is still felt. I'm still supported, and it's a beautiful thing. So I definitely want to give a shout out to that. And then all of the Planet Remix family, because these are the cats that are connected to Miss Blue. We all are a part of a soul group, but this is a really supportive soul group that really shows up for you when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to learn. They will encourage you and just really lend a hand with anything that they can assist with on the journey. And that's what the fuck I'm talking about, y'all. That's what soul family is all about right now. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of some shit like that. Like, that's everything to me, and even if like a lot of these cats, like you meet them over the internet and they don't even live anywhere in your vicinity. And it's just so beautiful that we have a vehicle like the internet today that will allow you to connect with like-minded souls, because you'll be sitting around a whole bunch of people that just ain't feeling the vibe, and it's kind of discouraging. And this is why so many of us was just like so invested and so plugged into the matrix. I know that was me. And so with that, it was just, it was just a magical connection. And with that, inspired and encouraged me to really start diving deeper and doing a lot of the work. And so I start off, with different teachers and everything. Brother Panic, giving him the biggest shout out, because I got to tell you, he has definitely changed my thought process and the way that I process the world and how I go about this whole spiritual thing that I've been doing. And when I connected with him was like very early in my journey. And so, he really gave that foundation. And I took his class 27 in the house. And so and so that information, that knowledge, the cyclomancy book that really helped to develop the herb pack, that shit's for real, y'all. That shit's for real. Like, I'm waking up in the middle of the night and folks is all up in my room and shit. You know what I'm saying? Third eye, like on fleek. I'm tapping into the fairy kingdom. Like them herb packs. Yeah, it's the truth in these streets. Trust me when I'm telling you, that's just for real. That's not a game. I thought it was. I was just, looking to stretch my weed, whatever. But I ended up with a whole nother. And I was also curious to see, it should really work. But most importantly, I wanted to support him. And if not, if anything else, I'll go stretch my weed with it, right? And what it did was brought shit to a whole nother level. And I started realizing, like, I didn't need to stretch my weed with this shit. I need to respect what I got right here. And so there we was with that. But it did not bring like no weird ass psychotic effects to the weed and everything. It you know what I'm saying? The buzz was still the same. But what happened is that your experience, it shifts. It shifts in this world where your perception of the reality that's around you is not altered, like you done took a LSD or an acid trip or some shit like that. It's not altered like that, but the third eye is open to where you are able to see auras. You're able to notice a lot of things that you wouldn't. The subtleties, your meditation is a lot more easier. That mind chatter, that mental spin that I used to just like, I had a difficult time meditating. And so those were, that was a very helpful tool in helping me get centered. So I'm definitely giving shout out to just so many people. I'm in such a space of gratitude right now. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, heart chakra all activated out here in these streets. But like I said, that full moon in Leo is just, you know what I'm saying? It's dealing with me in a special way, and Leo moon vibes is definitely all about swagnificence, right? But it's also given us an opportunity with this Leo full moon, right, to let go of a lot of the ego shit that's holding us back. A lot of those insecurities, the competition, the mistrust, and the negativity. And if you know, you know. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, for real, it's just, it's been dealing with me in some ways. And like, I've been having these dreams that have really been like showing me some things that I can do to assist me along my journey. A lot of the things within myself that's been kind of holding me back from really, stepping into my power, really making better connections, just a lot of things that I can make that adjustment on. So that's some really powerful shit and everything. And I mean, it was just, it just helped me get to the root of it so that I can fix that shit. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. But all about still, I was still doing it loud, Leo style. So I was pulling out the swag and my vibe, these scarves and everything. I was pulling I ain't never really rock with this scarf. I said, I'm gonna just wear it because I really like the colors on it. I used to put this on my head and tie it on my head and shit, right? But I like this scarf. I never wear this with anything. So I said, I'm gonna just tie it on, you know what I'm saying, and get on and talk some shit in a little bit and everything and help it to activate the throat chakra energy and everything, put me in some magical, type of vibes and everything. So, but if you don't, if you just listening to it and you ain't looking on YouTube, this is a little paisley little number and it got purple and it got magenta and it got green in there, and it's all infused. Well, and it green is more of a turquoise green and everything, and it just looks magical to me. And so I just rocks with it. That's what I do. So that's where I'm at on that. And so, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about them nails, right? And I remember before, I was all on that sparkly thing, you know what I'm saying? My mom's energy was coming through, and I was really, really rocking with the sparkle nails. Now I'm back on the neutral shits, you know what I'm saying? I'm back to the plain Jane. I don't know. That's just what speaks to me at the end of the day. But the sparkly nails definitely helped me where I was at that particular time. So I done moved on to that. Now, when the summertime come, that shit may change. You know how I get down. So that's that. It's also it's for me, it's a color magic thing. Right. And so when I have that on my nails, I look down at my hands and it reminds me of what energy it is that I'm trying to connect to. And it's a very, very powerful way of, of working with color magic in more, well, I ain't gonna say unique ways because I'm guessing we all kind of do it on some level, but just being conscious of that and having that on your hands and then that color being available to you to help to just, you know what I'm saying, switch that mind back into the vibration that you're trying to move into. It definitely helps with that. So if you really want something that's going to assist you in reminding you to step into the frequency that you're trying to connect to, do it. And I like doing that shit on my toes too. But yeah. And I ain't gonna bore you. I can sit all day and talk this shit. I promise you that. But I ain't gonna do all of that. I really wanted to talk a little bit about that shit that was going on in Haiti. I was pulled to look at Haiti, and I was sending links out to several people that really, wasn't feeling pulled to take a look at that. They didn't really get that, but I was hoping that somebody else would be able to give me some insight on some things that they may have seen, they may have come across. And so I asked Miss Blue about that. And she was telling me a couple of years ago, a few years back, she was also pulled with that, and she had done some work with Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, and they went, checked it out and everything. And, what it is, shit show, And so that's something that came to me just now. And I know that over the years, like a lot of shit has gone down over there. I do remember hearing about the assassination of that president over there. I do remember the government over there, they weren't really as receptive to getting the injections that would have assisted with the pandemic, that whole response to the pandemic. Like they weren't very supportive or cooperative with that whole effort. Then there was an issue of, a lot of Haitian immigrants that were trying to come over into the United States. And then these clown ass fools was up there beating them with sticks or switches or whatever type of foolishness that was to try to get them to not come into the country. Like, who does that? Like, we're really, I'm just saying. So I've really been pulled lately because there's just, I don't, it is for me, and I need to keep my feelers out, and shout out to Quantum Land who sent me a link where there was a brother that was also speaking to some of the stuff that was going on, but it was a very brief little snippet, but it was also like right in tune and in alignment with some of the things that I've been getting. And so there have been other people within the soul group. Some of them have been definitely picking up on that, because this is absolutely a time for us to pay attention and send some energy, send some light over into that nation. It's going down over there. And so the government is going down. I mean, it's sickness is what I noticed when I went and took a look. See, sickness, poverty, despair. Also, wealth and resources in that land is, where it is. But there's a potential for tremendous wealth and abundance over there. And there's resources over there that is included, but not limited, not limited. I'm gonna just say it's including, because I was already told about the gold. I saw the gold that was down there. There was some other shit, some sparkling minerals. I wasn't really able to identify exactly what that was. But when I was over there, Pops and the Baron came through. And they really let me know about like focusing my energy on the bigger picture. Because my focus had been like on justice, reparations. I'm all like, light a candle, this shit's wrong, this is what's going on in this world, da, 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 da. But it's bigger than that. And Haiti holds the key to unlock this justice, this wealth, this abundance, this expansion, this ascension that's going on out here. And shout out to anybody. Let me tell you something about this soul group, this soul family that I'm dealing with. Shout out to anybody that copped that Jupiter money kit that Miss Blue and Brother Bilal put down. Shout out to y'all. Because this right here is holding that whole voodoo energy that's really going to help us to connect and raise the frequency on this whole particular situation as well. So I wrote it down because, I'm good for forgetting. So I had to make sure that I wrote down this information. But in the process of writing down that information, that's when they came through. Pops and the Baron came through. And justice for all melanated people will bring about a revolution. So let me give you the message they gave to me. Justice for all melanated people will bring about a revolution. It will be a side effect to get reparation. Haiti is a rich land filled with many resources, valuable minerals, and known and unknown. And while people inhabit that land living in disease and poverty, all by design, this disease, this condition, to weaken a nation in order to rob it of its wealth. This is the justice that we need to focus the energy on. See, when Haiti is restored to its rightful way, all melanated people, all melanated nations, those under oppressive rule will benefit. The oppression has to end. We do that by focusing on justice, by placing our energy in the highest vibration for justice. This puts an end to the suffering, the robbery, the sickness, the sadness. Many don't know or not aware that justice is needed. We see it as an unfortunate reality of our condition. The land is in despair. A cry for help. Will you answer it? Do you hear it? I am. We are you. And once we rise, we all rise. Focus that candle. You got red for a reason. And that was what I got when I came back from looking in on that situation with Haiti from that. Because I can go over there. We can all go and just, take a look-see about what's going on. And we can also make the assumption of what we know typically happens in these particular situations. We understand how that goes. However, when we begin focusing our energy on the desired result, this is when we start seeing some shifts. This is when we start making some changes. There's a lot of wealth going on over there in that land. You need to know that. And there's some pirates over there trying to rape that whole situation. It is my suspicion it goes deeper than that. I've been getting some visions of crafts that I can't quite identify. I'm seeing portals. And I remember that I was in class and I heard about a comet that was coming through. I got to listen to the show on the remix. I guess she was talking about that. She do that show late and I'd be knocked the hell out. But I definitely want to listen to what that whole situation is about again. When she was telling it to me, I thought about that vision I had of what looked like Stone Age, but it was lit up in golden with a portal next to it. But sometimes when I'm just laying back in the bed and I just close my eyes, I'm seeing these visions. Is this connected? I think so. I'm almost certain this is connected. And when I was told about that, I was like, you know what? I thought this might have been connected to that. Now I'm pretty sure that it is. I'm pretty sure that this is. But what I do know is that that'll be the catalyst. Injustice beginning to be served within the oppressed nations within the world. It ain't just a here thing. We know what's going on here. See, I live here. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to give me the benefit of the doubt in these streets. I live here. And I see the goings on. And even though many of us will say that these are distractions because there's bigger pictures, I get that. I respect that. But also, I'm coming from the perspective of I live here now. The only thing I can focus on is right the fuck now. Not after I'm gone over into the astral world and I'm in the ancestor realm and all of that other stuff. That's cool too. I like that conversation. But I live in the right now. And right now, the condition is twisted. Right now it is. And it reminds me of back when I was really involved in the church, and no shade to the church, because I'm going to tell you, this church got a sister together. No shade to that for where I was at. But the focus was always on a time that was not now. And those times don't exist. Just saying. So I pulled a card too, just to see what message spirit had. You know, the moon is high. I had to do it. And I got the mutable moon card, the mutable moon. And when that card comes up, it brings the message that nothing yet is set in stone. The mutable moon is connected to those zodiac signs that are mutable. If you follow astrology, sometimes you'll hear the astrologers talk about mutable signs. Those mutable signs are Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. And how you can tell those mutable signs, because those are the signs that are at the end of one sign or at the end of one season of the year and shifting over into the beginning of the next season. Shout out to my classmate Doreen, who brought that home for me so that a sister could understand what that was about. That right there gave me a grasp on how that energy is. And I'm glad that she gave and shared that little piece, that nugget right there, because it's definitely assisted me in being able to identify what that looks like, how that is. See, this is letting me know that nothing is set in stone. See, when you in this mutable energy, it can change at any point. This is that energy that's open for change, mutable. See, when the season's ending and it's shifting into another one, anything can happen. Nothing is set in stone. So we need to keep that in mind. We got powerful forces within ourselves. We can't avoid them. Imagine what happens when we put our focused energy into making things happen. When we do it in the highest vibration, in making that happen. And because the energy on this planet has been just really making me just feel a little bit of sorrow, a little bit of sadness, I do realize the importance of us really raising our vibration. And so I want to really assist in being one of those people that really step into this world and help to raise the frequency in these streets. Because I know I'm one of those energies, like I will gravitate towards the darkness. Trust what I'm trying to say. I will take you there. So I'm really doing this more for me. But I do realize that this is something that can be of assistance to all of us, because we all get in them dark spaces. That's a part of the human experience, word. But while we do that, I want to make sure that we are focusing our energy on those things that we don't want. This Leo moon is coming up. It's giving us an opportunity to check our hat at the door and give a look-see at the ego and those things that's holding us back. Those behaviors, those mentalities. that really prevent us from making successful connections out here. That's really preventing us from getting shit done. And so with that, I'm going to call it today because I'm very tired, very tired, very tired. I got to change my diet. That's the other thing too. You know, Spirit has definitely showed me. Let me say that before I get the hell up out of here. Is the diet, what we take in on every level. Like, I didn't know that. We all know this, but this is why I'm doing this reminder, because, you know, you know what I'm saying? I knew this, but being reminded of it has helped me to really cement it within me. The things that we take in absolutely have to change. It is connected. It does mess with your frequency. It messes with your vibration. You eating a lot of processed, a lot of dead shit. Listen, I'm not on a soapbox. I promise you that. I promise you that. Taking in a lot of low vibration drinks. They call liquor spirits for a reason. Alcohol is harsh on the body. The things that we take in, we really got to consider, because it affects how we manifest, how we show up in this world, where our vibration is, how we process this world. You know, sometimes the reason we pissed off all the time, we all triggered out here in these streets. We easily offended out here. We give everybody the side eye. We got skepticism when we hearing somebody speak with us. We feel like somebody's hating on us. We can't take no type of constructive criticism. Any disagreement is seen as an adversarial sword fight. There is a possibility that is connected to some of the things that we take in, music-wise, drinking-wise, eating-wise, the things we listen to, the things that we put in our mouth, the stuff that we smell. Let's look at all of the senses. Does it bring your energy up, or does it bring that energy down, like Miss Blue say? Let's think about that. Listen, no shade over here, because I'm the queen of all of the bullshittery. I promise you, I am navigating niggatry. I promise you this. There's no soapbox. There's no judgment. I'm sharing what's coming to me in love and from a really good space. Nothing yet is set in stone. Trust and believe that. Peace and light. Peace and love. It's